In the United States, there are currently 48.9 million people suffering from a disability. Though 48.9 million is clearly a large amount, this is only reflective of the disability rates within the United States and does not account for the amount of disabled people around the world. The major disabilities that are most common amongst the population are autism, cerebral palsy, and Down syndrome. These disabilities are especially heavy amongst children and stay with them as they grow into adults, and the hardships of these disabilities affect not only the individuals, but also the people around them and the economy.
In addition to the mental and physical impacts of living with a disability, the cost of living for disabled people is higher than the average population, making it harder to get better treatment and improve their lives both medically and economically. In addition, the high expenses worsen with their inability to obtain employment. From the Bureau of Labor Statistics, found that unemployment rates for the disabled in 2018 is double the unemployment rate of the non-disabled at 8%.
U.S. federal assistance programs such as the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, which was put in place to help low-income families with children, are also given to families with children who have disabilities. A total of 3.1 million recipients were recorded to be on TANF benefits, with 2.3 million children being the bulk of the recipients in September of 2018 alone. Although some government assistance programs can support those in need by raising benefits, these benefits are raised to coincide with the rising cost of housing, which has been rising at a rate of 5% in the past year. According to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, it was reported in 2018 that the monthly TANF benefit for a family of 3 is well below the estimated cost of a modest 2-bedroom apartment with utilities in every state. When the benefits cannot match the stress of housing costs, considering when a lot of people who are disabled cannot get employed, are laid off, or are even mistreated in the workplace, acquiring the money to support themselves with shelter and utility puts an additional strain on their day-to-day life and ultimately their future.
Though it is not the fault of the disabled person, the inability to react appropriately in certain situations makes them more susceptible to instances of bullying, harassment, and discrimination. In addition to this, disabled people are also subject to instances of physical abuse, whether it be in school, at home, or in public places. Though all people can experience physical violence, the symptoms of autism and Down syndrome hinder their ability to defend themselves appropriately in difficult situations.
After considering all of the outside factors that make the lives of disabled individuals harder, one subject that must be considered is their family life and how it is affected. Raising children is no easy task, and when disabilities comes into play, the difficulties are heightened. Along with caring for the disabled being more susceptible to abuse, discrimination, and assault due to their disabilities is also difficult on the individual.
This lack of care on a social level is a global issue that hurts the disabled everywhere. However, there are cases around the world where individuals care for disabled children who are abandoned by their parents or do not have the proper care around them. In Shaanxi, China, an elderly couple who retired runs a welfare institution that helps orphan disabled children. Yet the common abuse and belittlement disabled people endure puts a strain on their lives and slims their chances of ever getting proper help. In Ghana, 99% of the disabled are consistently abused and turn to prayer camps in an effort to heal themselves. There, they tend to face similar abuses. The disabled have a greater chance of being mistreated while getting any form of treatment, and these chances increase as they participate in social settings, such as the workplace.
There are many difficulties that come with being and caring for the disabled, but there is a solution. Helping them end their lives and ultimately relieving them from their hardship. Peter Singer, professor of bioethics at Princeton University, explains this from a psychological view. That disability comes with intrinsic suffering, sometimes great enough that it is more compassionate to end the lives of infants than to force them to live in pain. By ending the lives of the disabled, not only will they be freed from the difficulties of their own lives, but the people who care for them will no longer have to watch them suffer from their conditions. Ending the lives of disabled infants may be perceived as a harsh idea, However, the solution is not as rigid as it sounds. For people who are old enough to make their own decisions, ending their pain, suffering, and struggles should be an option. Euthanasia, as well as physician-assisted suicide, has been legalized in states like California, Oregon, Colorado, and countries such as Switzerland, Germany, and the Netherlands. And this is a step in the right direction. The disabled should have a choice in how they live their lives. And once their true feelings are made clear, they should be allowed to fulfill their needs without opposition.